Hey there, it's Susan Pierce Thompson and welcome to the weekly vlog. I have a topic to talk about today that I'm excited to talk about because we need to update some of our concepts around here in Brightline Eating. We've been doing it in the background, and honestly, a lot of people in our community have been doing it for us. You know, in the book, Brightline Eating, I talk a lot about goal weight and living happy, thin, and free. And the concept of goal weight really needs to be updated because it gives this mistaken impression that you sort of pick a number and then you lose weight down to that number and you transition to maintenance and then you live at that number. And that's not how it often happens, and that's not even the ideal way to think of it at all. So I want to, in this vlog, propose 3 alternative terms that are currently being used in the Brightline Eating community for your consideration. The first is actually from the eating disorder community, and it's a term, instead of goal weight, it's happy weight. So oftentimes folks with eating disorders or folks who've dieted a lot conceive of goal weight as like a restrictive thing. They have like an ideal super low number. And to live there involves a lot of restriction and constraint and focus. Whereas a happy weight is, there's a lot more breathing room in it. It allows for going out to eat. It allows for making heavier choices sometimes. It's a weight where there's a relaxing and a lot of happiness that comes into your life. So I actually just learned about that term recently. Dr. Joy Jacobs, who's an eating disorder expert down in San Diego, and is on, she's a consultant with Brightline Eating and coaches a lot of our Brightline Eating clients and does a lot of work around Brightline Eating and eating disorders. She introduced that term to me and says that that's what they're using in the eating disorder community instead of goal weight. They're using happy weight. So the second term that I want to bring up is quality life body. Quality life body, as opposed to right-sized body, a quality life body with a focus on the quality of your life. So this vlog is in some ways a follow-up to the vlog I did a long time ago on goal body, which is another reframe, right? To focus on what you want your body to be able to do. Quality life body it flips it even more to how is this body supporting my quality life, my quality of life, my well-being, the things that I can do in my life. You know, if you sort of journal about what a quality life means to you and what type of body supports that life, you start to get a sense of what your quality life body is. I love that term. It comes from our Bright Lifers community, and I apologize, I actually don't know the specific source of it. It was introduced on a coaching call, an accountability call that I wasn't on. One of the other coaches was leading it, and I think the person said, someone in my mastermind group uses this term. So anyway, I wasn't able to track down the exact reference, but thank you to whoever came up with this term. And yeah, if you really think about where the focus is, this is what I love about the term quality life body. The focus is off the weight, and it's not even on your bright lines. It's on your life. It's on your life. And my concern with notions of goal weight and right-sized body is I see so many people losing track of their life still amidst the endless obsession with getting into a right-sized body. And sometimes to the point where it makes me really sad. It makes me feel like, no, we're missing the boat here. The point is to get past the food and the weight completely, so we're focusing on our life. And so this term, quality life body, brings that home. The focus is on our life. The last term has a radical reframe as well. Instead of right-sized body, which, you know, in Brightline Eating, just saying, we're extremely focused on right-sized body means right-sized for you. We're each the sole arbiters of our right-sized body, what feels right-sized to us. It's not a prescriptive thing. It's not a judgy thing. It's not an external forcing on you kind of thing. It's what is your right-sized body for you. But it does sound a little judgy and prescriptive, doesn't it? Right-sized body, as if there's a wrong-sized body, right? So this term is so much sweeter. Try on bright-sized body. Now, besides the fact that it's just really good branding for bright light eating, it actually has a really important implication, because a bright-sized body is the size that your body settles at when your lines are bright, when your food is straight. Your body responds to the health and stability and sanity of that food plan followed faithfully, meal after meal after meal after meal, and your body becomes a bright-sized body. And we have people in our community. I interviewed Emily August recently on a Facebook Live, and she talked about how what she did to transition to maintenance after losing a whopping amount of weight was she listened to her body and she stayed on the weight loss plan until her body got hungrier and some hunger kicked up. And so she gradually added food. And then when her body stopped being hungry and settled out at a stable weight, she said, okay, I guess I'm there. And her lines were bright, just immaculately bright all the way through, with a focus on her recovery and her bright lines and her sanity and her freedom and neutrality from the food. And with that bright-sized body approach, with that sort of bright line focus, focusing on the bright lines, not on the weight at all, she transitioned to maintenance without really any number in mind ever. And that wasn't her concern. So I like the term bright-sized body, again, because it puts the focus on the bright lines. We have a saying around here: if you focus on the bright lines, you'll lose the weight. If you focus on the weight, you'll lose the bright lines. So I just propose those three terms and those three concepts for your consideration. I find myself more and more in my coaching these days exhorting people to weigh themselves less, to let go of obsessing over those last few pounds, to focus on how far they've already come, to really remember that their freedom is what matters most. We stick with our bright lines, not because of a number on the scale, but because for many of us, for those of us who are high enough on the susceptibility scale, that's what it takes to stay happy and free. And that's what we want around here, is living happy and free. And yes, healthy. And yes, in a body that is better suited to this task of living life. But not with an endless obsession over a number on the scale. You know, once we've gotten to a point where, I mean, really, what does it matter? Those last few pounds, honestly, do they make your life any better? Not saying that there's anything wrong with getting down to a goal weight number. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. I get concerned with the disproportionate focus that many of us in our community are still allowing ourselves to put on our food and our weight. It's just it's an unhealthy focus, right? The point is to move past that and to adopt really automatic, fabulously healthy eating habits, and then get on with the business of living life, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to throw out some terms that I'm hearing bandied about these days for your consideration as a reframe on the process of what we're doing at all around here. And that's the weekly vlog. I'll see you next week.